One 1970s movie theme was so daring that radio balked. Yet Isaac Hayes' theme from Shaft topped the charts and changed film music forever. The 1970s were the golden age of movie theme songs. This was the decade when composers realized that a great theme could make a good movie unforgettable and turn a hit film into a cultural phenomenon. These weren't just background music, they were musical experiences that could transport you right back to the theater seat where you first heard them. Today, I'm counting down the 10 best movie theme songs that defined cinema in the 1970s. The musical masterpieces that could make you buy the soundtrack before you even left the theater. These songs didn't just accompany movies, they became bigger than the films themselves. From disco anthems to romantic ballads, from action epics to intimate dramas. These themes captured the spirit of a decade when movie music mattered more than ever. Let's get started. Starting us off at number 10 is the unlikely hit that made a song about a rat. The most touching ballad of 1972, Ben by Michael Jackson.
Ben, the two of us need look no more.
Written by Walter Scharf, music, and Don Black. Lyrics for the horror sequel about a killer rat. Michael Jackson's tender performance transformed it into something completely different. The 14-year-old Jackson delivered the song with such sincerity that audiences forgot it was about a rodent. The song became Jackson's first solo US #1 for 1 week on October 14, 1972. The song was nominated for Best Original Song at the 45th Academy Awards, where 14-year-old Jackson performed it on the telecast.
Now it's us, now it's we.
What made this theme remarkable was how Jackson's innocent delivery completely changed the song's meaning. In his hands, Ben became a song about friendship and loyalty.
Ben, you're always running here and there.
Regardless of the film's horror context, the theme proved that a great performance could transcend any material. Jackson took a song written for a B-movie about killer rats and turned it into a genuine hit that launched his solo career. The success of Ben showed that movie themes could work independently of their films, especially when performed by the right artist with the right interpretation. At number 9, we have the disaster movie anthem that made hope sound beautiful, The Morning After by Maureen McGovern.
We may never love like this again. Don't stop the flow.
Al Kasha and Joel Hirschhorn wrote this theme specifically for the disaster epic, about passengers trapped on an overturned cruise ship. They wanted to create a song that captured both the tragedy and the hope of survival. The song became McGovern's signature hit, reaching #1 for 2 weeks, August 4th and 11th, 1973. It won the Academy Award for Best Original Song and established McGovern as a major recording artist. McGovern's powerful vocals perfectly captured the song's message of perseverance through catastrophe. The lyrics, "There's got to be a morning after,"
There's got to be a morning after.
became an anthem for anyone facing difficult times. The theme worked both within the film's context and as a standalone inspirational ballad. It became the template for disaster movie themes throughout the 70s. Songs that acknowledged tragedy while celebrating human resilience. What made this song special was how it balanced despair with hope. McGovern's performance convinced listeners that no matter how dark things got, there really would be a morning after. Coming in at number 8 is the introspective ballad that made self-reflection sound glamorous, Do You Know Where You're Going To? By Diana Ross.
Do you know where you're going to?
Michael Masser composed this theme for the fashion industry drama starring Diana Ross. Jerry Goffin wrote lyrics that perfectly captured the film's themes of ambition, success, and the price of fame. The song became Ross's third solo #1 hit, spending 1 week at the top on January 24th, 1976. It was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song and became one of Ross's most enduring solo recordings. Ross's performance brought both vulnerability and strength to the song. Her delivery made the questioning lyrics feel like a conversation with yourself about life's direction and choices.
Do you like the things that life is showing you?
The theme became an anthem for anyone questioning their path in life. The song's introspective nature made it perfect for quiet moments of self-reflection. What made this theme brilliant was how Ross made the personal feel universal. everyone could relate to wondering where they were going and whether they were making the right choices. At number 7, we have the theme that made every underdog feel like a champion, Gonna Fly Now, from Rocky by Bill Conti. Bill Conti was a relatively unknown composer when he was hired to score this low-budget boxing film starring Sylvester Stallone. Conti created a theme that perfectly captured Rocky Balboa's journey from nobody to somebody. Gonna Fly Now reached number 1 on July 2nd, 1977, and was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song, losing to Evergreen. The instrumental version became even more famous as the ultimate training montage music. Conti used a combination of brass, strings, and rock elements to create what he called triumphant determination. The theme builds from humble beginnings to soaring victory, just like Rocky himself. The song became so associated with personal achievement that it's been used in countless training montages, sports broadcasts, and motivational contexts. It's the musical equivalent of never giving up. Visitors still sprint the Philadelphia Museum of Art's 72 Rocky Steps to relive that iconic movie moment. What made this theme brilliant was how it worked on multiple levels. It was Rocky's theme, but it was also the theme for anyone who ever faced impossible odds. Taking the number 6 spot is the theme that made every man want to be a private detective, Shaft by Isaac Hayes. Isaac Hayes was already a successful songwriter and producer when he was approached to score this action film starring Richard Roundtree. Hayes created not just a theme song, but an entire musical identity for the coolest detective in cinema. The song topped the Hot 100 in November 1971 and won the Academy Award for Best Original Song at the 44th Oscars. Hayes became the first African-American to win an Academy Award in a non-acting category. Hayes used a combination of wah-wah guitar, strings, and his own distinctive vocals to create a sound of sleek, urban sophistication. The famous call and response, "Who's the black private dick? Shaft," became one of the most recognizable hooks in movie music history. The theme influenced how action movies were scored throughout the 70s and beyond. Every cool hero, every urban detective, every character who walked with confidence owed something to Isaac Hayes' vision. Before we get to the top 5, take a second and let me know in the comments. Which movie theme song from the 70s gives you instant chills? Is there one we missed that you think deserves to be on this list? And hey, if you're enjoying this cinematic journey down memory lane, give this video a like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Thanks for the support. Now, what I'm about to reveal about our top 5 songs will change how you think about 70s movie music forever. Taking the number 5 spot is the ultimate bittersweet love song that made everyone believe in the power of memory, The Way We Were, by Barbra Streisand. Marvin Hamlisch composed this theme specifically for the film starring Barbra Streisand and Robert Redford. The lyrics by Alan and Marilyn Bergman were designed to capture the nostalgic, melancholy tone of a love story that spans decades. The song spent 3 weeks at number 1 in February 1974. It won the Academy Award for Best Original Song at the 46th Oscars and became one of the defining love songs of the decade. Hamlisch created a melody that perfectly matched the film's themes of memory, loss, and the passage of time. The song builds from intimate and personal to sweeping and universal. The theme became so associated with romantic nostalgia that it's been covered by countless artists and used in films and TV shows, whenever directors want to evoke that particular kind of wistful longing. What made this song special was how it worked both within the film and as a standalone piece. You didn't need to see the movie to understand the emotion. The music told the whole story. At number 4, we have the theme that made 2 notes more terrifying than any monster, the Jaws theme by John Williams. Williams created what might be the most effective piece of suspense music ever written. Using just 2 alternating notes on low brass and strings, he made the ocean itself feel dangerous. With Spielberg's mechanical shark constantly breaking down, Those notes became the shark. They built dread slowly, rising in tempo and volume until you were holding your breath. It was primal, inevitable, and absolutely terrifying.
Ready, fun and dead, watch for it.
The Jaws theme became so iconic it's been parodied, referenced, and imitated endlessly. Those two notes are now the universal sound of approaching danger. Its brilliance was its simplicity, proof you don't need complex melodies to create raw emotion. Coming in at number 3 is the theme that made space opera feel like classical music, the Star Wars main title by John Williams. Williams drew inspiration from Wagnerian leitmotifs and the orchestral might of Holst to revive the Golden Age film score at a time when synthesizers were taking over Hollywood. From its bold opening fanfare to the sweeping melody, the theme perfectly captured the epic scope of George Lucas's vision. It didn't just score a film, it set the tone for an entire galaxy. The main title became one of the most recognizable pieces of music in the world. Williams also crafted leitmotifs for every major character and idea, building a complete musical universe. The Star Wars theme proved that orchestral music could still be fresh, exciting, and wildly popular. It made movie scores feel legendary again, and audiences loved it. Our runner-up is the soundtrack that didn't just accompany a film, it fueled a cultural revolution. Saturday Night Fever by the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees were already successful when they were asked to contribute songs to the disco drama starring John Travolta. What they delivered wasn't just a soundtrack, it was the sound of an entire era. Stayin' Alive spent 4 weeks at number 1 in early 1978, while the full soundtrack dominated the album charts for an astounding 24 consecutive weeks. You didn't even have to see the movie. These songs were everywhere. The Bee Gees captured the essence of disco, escape, fantasy, and the belief that Saturday night could change everything. This wasn't background music. It matched the working class dreams and weekend escapes of the film perfectly, and then became bigger than the movie itself. The Saturday Night Fever soundtrack proved that movie music could define pop culture, not just reflect it. And finally, at number 1 is Evergreen from A Star Is Born, co-written and performed by Barbra Streisand with Paul Williams.
Love, soft as an easy chair.
This is the rare movie love theme that manages to be both deeply intimate and gloriously epic. Evergreen spent 3 weeks at number 1 in March 1977 and won the Academy Award for Best Original Song. Streisand's delivery, as both actress in the film and recording artist on the soundtrack, made the song unforgettable. She brought the same emotional commitment to both versions. The song builds from a tender, almost whispered opening into a soaring ballad that feels universal. It quickly became the template for romantic movie songs through the late 70s and 80s. In an era of shifting musical tastes, Evergreen proved that a heartfelt ballad could still capture everyone's attention, and their hearts. And there you have it, the 10 best movie theme songs of the 1970s. From the disco revolution of Saturday Night Fever to the timeless beauty of Evergreen, these themes didn't just support the films, they became part of our culture. The 1970s proved that great movie music could transcend the screen. These songs became the soundtrack to people's lives, played at weddings, graduations, and those quiet moments when you needed to feel something bigger than yourself. And we're just getting started. There are still incredible themes, hidden gems, and untold stories from this amazing decade. So tell us, which 70s movie theme still gives you chills? Which ones did we miss? Drop your favorites in the comments and let us know what you want us to cover next. Thanks for joining us on this cinematic journey. We'll see you in the next one, where we'll dive even deeper into the musical magic of the decade that changed how movies sound.